Hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm a health educator with Maine General Medical Center's Community Health Department and the Peter Alfond Prevention and Healthy Living Center. This video is the beginning of the Tiny Goals Big Change series, where I'll be helping you take meaningful steps towards one of your health goals over the next 4 weeks. Achieving health goals typically involves taking action in some way and sustaining that over time. For example, if somebody wants to get stronger, they may need to start doing more weight-bearing exercises and perhaps also make some adjustments to the foods they're eating. These are also known as health behavior changes, and we all have changes we'd like to make in our lives, but often we don't know how to get there. I don't know about you, but when I think about health behavior changes, some come to mind that have not been successful for me in the past. Many of us have a history of taking on big health goals, perhaps multiple at once, but over time not meeting the mark that we've set out for ourselves. Why is this? The field of health behavior change has been studied extensively, and research shows that many popular approaches to achieving our health goals are simply not effective. Perhaps the most significant effect of this is when we blame ourselves for not succeeding. This can decrease our confidence, cause us to feel shame, and get in the way of us trying again. It's important to understand that it's not your fault if you haven't met your personal goals in the past. Making changes to improve our health can feel very difficult when we try to do too much, don't feel prepared, or don't have the support in place to encourage us along the way. However, the reality is that growth really doesn't have to feel so burdensome. In fact, it can actually be fun. My goal is for this process to feel enjoyable and empowering, and I'll be providing guidance during your next 4 weeks to help you get started towards this. In this series, we'll be focusing on a progression of these key areas. The first is choosing a health-related goal that you already want to achieve. The second is taking tiny steps that are easy and enjoyable. And the third is succeeding in those tiny steps and celebrating your successes. I'll be providing clear, research-based information and tools to support you along your journey. In the videos, I'll also remind you to be kind to yourself and to celebrate your successes. Research shows that small steps are key to achieving our biggest goals, and this is for multiple reasons. Small steps are often more sustainable over time. They allow us to focus our energy effectively. Small steps increase our readiness to navigate any challenges that may arise, and they require less motivation, and they can naturally have a positive ripple effect onto other areas of our life. We'll talk more about that positive ripple effect in our third video, but for now, we're going to jump in to your health behavior change journey. Let's begin by reflecting on the larger goal that you're wanting to move towards. When considering your overall health goal, it's important that it be truly meaningful to you. Make sure this is really something that you already want to do and not something that you simply feel you should do. If you aren't personally invested in your journey, you'll find it more difficult to persist through challenges that may arise. It's a lot harder to sustain a change when you don't feel the value of it for yourself. In addition, it will simply be less fun if you don't find purpose in your goal. So with this in mind, what thoughts do you have regarding an overall health goal that you'd like to focus on? Some common areas for overall health goals are weight loss, sleep, physical strength, stress management, technology use, self-care, preventing or managing a chronic condition, or nutritional change like eating more plant-based foods. You may find that you're interested in more than one of these areas, but for now, I really want you to be selecting just one where you'll be placing your efforts. By improving one area, you'll likely notice a benefit in other areas. This is the positive ripple effect that I'll talk about in our third video. By focusing on just one area, you also greatly improve your likelihood of long-term success. I'll share about my health area. The health area I'm focusing on is my hydration. With how busy I am, it's easy to forget to drink water as often as I'd like to, and especially in the mornings before my day begins. Hydration is really important for so many processes in our bodies, and I'm especially aware of the effect it has on sleep quality, memory, and mood. So once you've selected the health area that you'd like to improve, the next step is to identify your tiny step. This tiny step will be something that you can realistically do multiple times over the next week, and I want you to pick the smallest new action that will have meaning for you. Small is key because I want this to be something that you can easily be successful in, even if you're feeling tired or distracted. Difficult tasks require motivation as well as preparation. We won't always feel motivated, so a way to set ourselves up for long-term success as we move towards our goal is to focus on very small, very doable steps. By making this step easy, you will be successful, and this success will fuel future success. For example, if you're interested in becoming more physically active, a way to move towards this is to simply set out your workout clothing before you go to bed, or perhaps do 2 push-ups while your shower is warming up. Or if your goal is to eat more healthfully, a tiny step could be to add 1 vegetable that you like to eat to your grocery shopping list, or just 1 fruit to your lunch bag. The important thing to remember is this step is something that you actually want to be in your life. Some more examples of tiny steps are listed on your screen now. Something you might notice about these examples is that they're paired with an already existing habit. This pairing is called habit stacking, which helps as we integrate our tiny steps. Once you determine your tiny step, you'll be choosing an existing daily habit to connect it with. For example, brushing your teeth, brewing your coffee, starting your workday, sitting down for dinner, or getting into bed at night. This is meant to be something that you already do each day quite naturally. What tiny step would you like to take throughout the next week? And what habit would you like to pair your new tiny step with? A formula you can follow is after or while current habit, I will new habit. So I'll share my tiny step. While my tea water is boiling in the morning, I'm going to drink a glass of water. I'm going to do this on the mornings of Monday through Friday. Keep in mind that this is a tiny step for a reason. As I mentioned before, it can feel tempting to add on more, but the key here is really to keep it small and simple, and keep in mind that you can update your tiny step throughout the week if you find that it isn't a good fit for you. As you enter this first week of your tiny step journey, I want you to know that you're not alone. Although this is a pre-recorded series, we have a variety of program offerings if you're interested in additional support, encouragement, information, or accountability. You can reach the Peter Alfond Prevention and Healthy Living Center at 207-872-4102. In next week's video, I'll be asking some questions about your week, so come ready to reflect. I'll also be sharing tips for how to navigate challenges that may arise on your journey, how to plan for these ahead of time, and what it means to identify your why. Thank you for choosing to take this step on your journey, and I wish you the best of luck with your first week.